Cheers, eye contact. Cheers.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Eastern Illinois. Winning 24 matches is there's not a lot of teams in the country that are doing that in just a really good year. I thought real happy with the way that we came out and played, and just we did a lot of good things. I thought Chris here was really set the tone behind the service line and was aggressive defensively and going and getting balls and just hunting, just being nice and still and reading and then just going and making strong moves and really allowed us to get into our transition game really well. So we've got a really good North Carolina team up next, and a program and a coaching staff we've got a lot of respect for, and we've got our hands full. It's one of the better blocking and defensive teams in the country, and I think they showed that tonight in the first match. So fast turnaround, and certainly looking forward and to continue playing.
Kelly, when you have the quick turnaround to second round the next day, kind of how valuable is it where you're able to maybe give some of your kind of main people some rest and be able to give some other people, like say Trinity, for example, some NCAA tournament experience here?
Yeah. You mean the kid that hit 1,000 tonight? Yeah, I think that's nice. You certainly don't go into a match thinking, here, we're gonna empty the bench or whatever we call that. But we've got a lot of people that work hard, and it's when an opportunity presents itself in the NCAA tournament where you can say, however many years that you played, and especially in the field house, I think that's pretty special. But yeah.
For either of you guys, kind of what did you feel like in that second set, that seemed to be as lopsided of a set as you guys have had? Kind of what do you feel like was especially going right for you guys there?
Yeah, I think Kelly mentioned it earlier, but I think the pressure behind the service line, I was really impressed with both Mimi and Chris. I think that they were really going for it on their serves, and it showed. I think they got the other team out of system a lot, and so that was really fun to watch. And then I think our side-out transition game, like he mentioned, we were able to be in system a lot of the time, courtesy to Chris over here, and that was really good.
Say Alicia, you and Carter both offensively performed well. Just always working well between you and Carter, and of course Charlie.
Yeah, I think that Charlie just loves finding her middles, and so we really appreciate that. That's really fun. Like I said, I think the transition game, I think because we were able to pass so well and have a lot of three options, that it made it a lot easier for Charlie to get us the ball, and then obviously harder for their defense. So I think that was working really well.
Kristen, your progression defensively, do you feel more comfortable going after balls, maybe with more aggressiveness than you might have early in the year?
Yeah, I'd say it's been a process, just building up my confidence and just being just going for every ball, and obviously just with that you just find more range and just find more confidence behind the defensive line and just reading your hitters. So yeah, I would say for sure.
Kelly, just sometimes the risk when you have a couple easy sets is you can lose. Sometimes you lose your edge. It didn't feel like it, even though they scored a little more in that third set. Just all night long, how did you feel about how your team stayed on point?
Yeah, I mean, you think about some other sports, you can get yourself a big lead and then just run the clock out, and there is no clock with us. You've got to keep pounding away, and if you can't play arrogant. You can't take your foot off the gas. You just got to play, and but we certainly, I thought we approached the match with a lot of maturity. You're right. The third set was a little bit closer. but sometimes that happens when you have a team up against the ropes and they're fighting for their season, and you know that. But I thought we weren't rushing things. We just continue to just play on our side, and that's that's just a really great. What y'all put in this water here? It's a great quality. Some would even say splendid.
Ellie, kind of what stood out to you most about how Kristen's grown kind of throughout the season as a passer, and in a lot of other ways, tough role with kind of being thrown in right away as a freshman libero?
Yeah, I think it's like the NCAA is hard. Division I is hard, and so the fact that she's able to come in, I'm gonna glaze you really quick. The fact that she's able to come in like as a freshman and just like under the bright lights and just show up and show out every game, I'm just so impressed with. I think that she's always looking to grow and get better and ask questions, and she just works her tail off. And so I just have so much trust with her back there, and I know she's just flying around trying to get everything up. So I just think her work ethic and how she communicates with her team is like some of her strongest attributes. Really proud of her.
Say, Kelly, just with Addie, saw her on the bench, any update on her health?
Nope.
Kelly, you mentioned on Monday building momentum through each round of the tournament. How much extra juice does such a dominant victory like the one tonight give you going into tomorrow?
We'll find out tomorrow. Hopefully they shut up. They shut down the juice tonight. It's and. That's one of the things we talked about. If you're spending the next 4 hours scrolling and patting yourself on the back, then there's going to be a consequence of that tomorrow. And so, when you're playing the very next night, like we are, it was an hour and 16 minutes, but that short match is only good if you allow it to be good, and take care of the body, get yourself sleep, hydrate, and all those types of things, and then be ready to go again. And, we'll find out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. What was the other word?